viewers. Today I want to give the speech about religions are how dangerous. I want to give today a speech about religions because religion are guiding us towards the hell really. How it is dangerous? They always teach us about doomsday. They always teach about wars. They always teach about hostility. They made a split on the human society. That is, before the religions were founded, people lived happily. Before the religions were founded, the people only used stones as weapons. When the religions were founded, lots of the lands were not discovered. And the telescope was not invented. The religious people worshipped several things and idols because of they were scared of the universe and nature. That is why the people made concepts to get the people follow their concepts. See, the people in the Stone Age believed the sky as a land surface. They thought it is another land, that is blue sky. Through the blue sky, stars are there, lights are coming to the earth, rain coming from the upper layer. There is sun which gives light to the earth. They thought, that is why they thought God is in the heaven, in the blue sky. And the religious people thought the heaven is made of three layers. Not only 3 layers, 7 layers, 7 circles. What actually really that is, it refers funny layers. That is, after inventing telescope, people invented that the 7 colors are not the circles of the heaven. It relates, that is the 7 colors of the rainbow. What is actually blue sky? There is nothing, that is empty space, which is because of the scattering of light that comes to the earth. That stays, blue layer stays in the upper surface. That is the real thing. When the religions were founded, there was no telescope, which was not invented by the scholars or scientists. That's why people spread about their own issues, their own views to attract the peoples to their side, to get their slaves and to win wars in the past time. That's the theme was there. After God founded, that is first religion, that is in this God's name, that is Jehovah. Then Abraham's principle, they are dominant certain period. And what is the basic of this? The basic of this religion is on the basis of the myth, which is Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were created by God in the heaven. That is, God created Adam first out of clay. Then Eve was created when he was sleeping out of his rib. Rib means a bone of chest. Then he instructed not to take the fruit from the Eden garden. That was forbidden fruit. But the Satan came as a serpent and he convinced them to eat that fruit. He convinced that it had that's the power of wisdom and knowledge. He convinced the people. And they were quaxed nicely. And he got success in his mission. Then they ate, they felt shy and had some feelings and they felt that they were in emotion. So they felt naked and made some clothes out of fig leaves, and they wore, and that is afterwards they got the generations of humans because of mating themselves. See, this is the beginning of the humans. It was touched by the myths, that is the humans were tainted or stained with sins which was by Satan. Actually, Satan is the villainous character of their myth, that is fiction-like product. God is hero. And they depicted that people must have to follow God to remove sins and must go to the heaven again with their thin layer of souls. Air-like souls, without hormones, happy hormones, without a physical body, without having nice atmosphere to breathe and to express emotions, to have happiness and to have pains, that is to protect ourselves by the hormones actions, everything created on earth. He made the atmosphere very suitable to all human lives. That is, he made right atmosphere to trap the air on earth, and also he made oceans to get the perennial eternal cycle of water. Whereas the people in the old time, ancient times, aimed at getting victories and slaves after the wars, the religions followed some victims. Victims means that is some prophets. They are supposed to be the messengers of the God. The God's angel coming to the earth and meeting such persons, and they are claiming that they are the messengers of God. Then they have to spread their views to get the people to follow their principles, to enter again to the earth as soul for getting eternal sleep there. But is it true? Is it not a funny thing? Really, God is everywhere in the whole universe, and created humans legs and hands and with conscience. That is what is conscience? That is the inner insight, the inner light which is touched with God, real God, who is invisible form, everywhere, omniscient, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. The thing of this theory is true. God, that is, want to the people not following the rituals. God really wants the people who love others, who help others, to protect His creation. He never called the people to heaven. He will never have a life in heaven. He is everywhere. He is not trapped in heaven. The people called Allah or God in their respective languages and culture. And actually, God is everywhere. God is genderless, can form any shape of the human's wishes. God actually has no enemies. God gave everyone with conscience, the power of thought, to have solutions, and hands and legs to work, to have our feeding, that is food. God also generated the cycle of generations. But the religions propagate. You join the religions. You people, you are sinners. If you want to remove your sins, come along. I follow our religions. You go to the heaven. There God is waiting. God is waiting to come to earth on doomsday to destroy all the people. And the selected people will go to the heaven. Those who follow Islam can go to heaven. Those who follow Christianity can go to heaven. In this way, they are spreading the people by giving wrong assumptions. They are leading the people towards the doomsday destruction. They want to stop the human generations, human race, the future generations, human race. So who has to stop this kind of prophecy, kind of false beliefs, kind of false custom. See, that is one system, one custom I want to say about, that is the Islam, the modern religion that was founded after the birth of Muhammad. It was after, that is 570, because Muhammad was born 570 after the birth of the Christ, after the death of the Christ. That is, death of the Christ is also not the exact history. It is some assumption, that is 4th century. After his death, after 4th century, his name was famous. But during his death, no one knew about him. He was a culprit. He was sentenced to death because of he spread against Judaism, which told about the Moses and Abrahamic beliefs. And then afterwards, he worked for the poor. Jesus worked for the poor, and by false sentences he was condemned to death. After his death, religious makers made Christianity, and they made that is a wine for blood, his blood, and the bread for his body. And they had gospels to recover people from sins, that is right from the Adam's period, by the name of Satan. Actually, they usually are giving wine for blood in the churches and bread for his body, or marking a body. In this way it is going on. That is also not true. Then actually, after 570, Muhammad, that is at least 25th age, he got married, a widow, that is Khadija, at her 40 years old. Then what happened actually? What happens actually? That is at the time of, that is at a certain time of his misery, he followed that is Abrahamic principles and went to a mountain, and then he had a meditation to see an angel or God. In his sleep, that is an angel appeared. He told like that. He interpreted his dream like that. But it was a beast was scary. But he escaped. He was chased away by the scary sight of that beast in the dream. But afterwards, he asked the scholars to interpret the dream. The scholars explained that it was the spirit of the angel. That is the Gabriel. Gabriel, that is, gave his sight to you that way. That was interpreted like this way. Then afterwards, what happened? He spread his own revelations in different ways, but he was illiterate. Then he spread his principles throughout these Arabian territories, all these Arabian territories and neighboring countries with the Christian kings, Ethiopian kings, and other persons. First of all, when he came most, his principles also including all the prophets, past prophets. Jesus as Isarami, and that is Maryam, and also he convinced the Christians to get support first. Then he propagated his own concepts. He married lots of persons. He got lots of slaves from Christian kings. Habiba, that is from the Ethiopian king. That is Maria. Maria was a slave which was presented to him by a Christian governor called Christian governor. That is, I don't know his exact name. Christian governor. Maria was given to him as a gift from Alexandria, that is the province of Egypt. Afterwards,